Om, IAST, Aum or Om, Sanskrit, is a sacred sound and a spiritual icon in Indian religions. It is also a mantra in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Om is part of the iconography found in ancient and medieval era manuscripts, temples, monasteries and spiritual retreats in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. The symbol has a spiritual meaning in all Indian dharmas, but the meaning and connotations of Om vary between the diverse schools within and across the various traditions. In Hinduism, Om is one of the most important spiritual symbols. It refers to Atman and Brahman. The syllable is often found at the beginning and the end of chapters in the Vedas, the Upanishads, and other Hindu texts. It is a sacred spiritual incantation made before and during the recitation of spiritual texts, during puja and private prayers, in ceremonies of rites of passages such as weddings, and sometimes during meditative and spiritual activities such as yoga. The syllable is also referred to as Omkara, Amkara, and Pranava. Origin and meaning. The syllable Om is referred to as Pranava. Other used terms are Aksara or Ekaksara, and Omkara. Ajatha, a word found in Samaveda and Bhashu based on it, is also used as a name of the syllable. The syllable Om is first mentioned in the Upanishads, the mystical texts associated with the Vedanta philosophy. It has variously been associated with concepts of cosmic sound, or mystical syllable, or affirmation to something divine, or as symbolism for abstract spiritual concepts in the Upanishads. In the Aranyaka and the Brahmana layers of Vedic texts, the syllable is so widespread and linked to knowledge, that it stands for the whole of Veda. The etymological foundations of Om are repeatedly discussed in the oldest layers of the Vedantic texts. The Aitareya Brahmana of Rig Veda in section 5.32, for example, suggests that the three phonetic components of Om correspond to the three stages of cosmic creation, and when it is said, it celebrates the creative powers of the universe. The Brahmana layer of Vedic texts equate Om with Bhur Bhuva Svah, the latter symbolizing the whole Veda. They offer various shades of meaning to Om, such as it being the universe beyond the sun, or that which is mysterious and inexhaustible, or the infinite language, the infinite knowledge, or essence of breath, life, everything that exists, or that with which one is liberated. The Samaveda, the poetical Veda, orthographically maps Om to the audible, the musical truths in its numerous variations, and then attempts to extract musical meters from it. The syllable Om evolves to mean many abstract ideas in the earliest two Upanishads. Max Muller and other scholars state that these philosophical texts recommend Om as a tool for meditation, explain various meanings that the syllable may be in the mind of one meditating, ranging from artificial and senseless to highest concepts such as the cause of the universe, essence of life, Brahman, Atman, and self-knowledge. Written representation. Phonologically, the syllable represents a which is regularly monophthongized to in Sanskrit phonology. When occurring within spoken Sanskrit, the syllable is subject to the normal rules of Sandhi in Sanskrit grammar, however with the additional peculiarity that after preceding a or a, the o of a does not form vriddhi but guna per Panini 6.1.95. It is sometimes also written, notably by Samarsh, whereas Pluta, indicating a length of 3 morae, an overlong nasalized close mid-back rounded vowel. The Om symbol is a ligature in Devanagari, combining and Chandrabindu. In Unicode, the symbol is encoded at U+0950. The Om or AUM symbol is found on ancient coins in regional scripts. states, in Sri Lanka, Anuradhapura-era coins are embossed with a along with other symbols. Nagari Devanagari representations are found epigraphically on medieval sculpture, such as the dancing Shiva. Joseph Campbell even argued that the dance posture itself can be taken to represent a as a symbol of the entirety of consciousness, universe, and the message that God is within a person and without. The Om symbol, with epigraphical variations, is also found in many Southeast Asian countries. For example, it is called Unalom or Aum in Thailand and has been a part of various flags and official emblems such as in the Thong Chom Kieleo of King Rama IV. The Cambodian official seal has similarly incorporated the Aum symbol. In traditional Chinese characters, it is written as and as in simplified Chinese characters. There have been proposals that the Om syllable may already have had written representations in Brahmi script, dating to before the Common Era. A proposal by Deb held that the swastika is a monogrammatic representation of the syllable Om, wherein two Brahmi O's were superposed crosswise and the M was represented by dot. A commentary in Nature considers this theory questionable and unproven. Roy proposed that Om was represented using the Brahmi symbols for A, U and M, and that this may have influenced the unusual epigraphical features of the symbol for Om. Hinduism. Om came to be used as a standard utterance at the beginning of mantras, chants or citations taken from the Vedas. For example, the Gayatri mantra, which consists of a verse from the Rig Veda Samhita, is prefixed not just by Om but by Om followed by the formula Bhur Bhuva Svah. Such recitations continue to be in use in Hinduism, with many major incantations and ceremonial functions beginning and ending with Om. Maheshwarananda suggests that the Om reflects the cosmological beliefs in Hinduism, as the primordial sound associated with the creation of universe from nothing. Upanishads. The syllable Om is described with various meanings in the Upanishads. Descriptions include the sacred sound, the yes, the Vedas, the Ajata, the infinite, the all-encompassing, the whole world, the truth, the ultimate reality, the finest essence, the cause of the universe, the essence of life, the Brahman, the Atman, the vehicle of deepest knowledge, and self-knowledge. Chandogya Upanishad. The Chandogya Upanishad is one of the oldest Upanishads of Hinduism. It opens with the recommendation that, let a man meditate on Om. It calls the syllable Om as Ajata and asserts that the significance of the syllable is thus: the essence of all beings is earth, the essence of earth is water, the essence of water is the plants, the essence of plants is man, the essence of man is speech, the essence of speech is the Rig Veda, the essence of the Rig Veda is the Sama Veda, and the essence of Sama Veda is the Ajata. Rig is speech, states the text, and Saman is breath. They are pairs, and because they have love and desire for each other, speech and breath find themselves together and made to produce song. The highest song is Om, asserts section 1.1 of Chandogya Upanishad. It is the symbol of awe, of reverence, of threefold knowledge because Advari invokes it, the Hotr recites it, and Ugata sings it. The second volume of the first chapter continues its discussion of syllable Om, explaining its use as a struggle between Devas and Asuras. Max Muller states that this struggle between gods and demons is considered allegorical by ancient Indian scholars, as good and evil inclinations within man, respectively. The legend in section 1.2 of Chandogya Upanishad states the gods took the Ajata unto themselves, thinking, with this we shall overcome the demons. The syllable Om is thus implied as that which inspires the good inclinations within each person. Chandogya Upanishad's exposition of syllable Om in its opening chapter combines etymological speculations, symbolism, metric structure and philosophical themes. In the second chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad, the meaning and significance of Om evolves into a philosophical discourse, such as in section 2.10 where Om is linked to the highest self, and section 2.23 where the text asserts Om is the essence of three forms of knowledge. Om is Brahman and Om is all this. Katha Upanishad. The Katha Upanishad is the legendary story of a little boy, Nachiketa, the son of sage Vajrasravasa, who meets Yama, the Indian deity of death. Their conversation evolves to a discussion of the nature of man, knowledge, Atman and moksha. In section 1.2, Katha Upanishad characterizes knowledge, wisdom as the pursuit of good, and ignorance, delusion as the pursuit of pleasant. That the essence of Veda is make man liberated and free, look past what has happened and what has not happened, free from the past and the future, beyond good and evil, and one word for this essence is the word Om. Maitri Upanishad. The Maitrayana Upanishad in 6th Prapathakas discusses the meaning and significance of Om. The text asserts that Om represents Brahman Atman, the three roots of the syllable. States the Maitri Upanishad, Ra plus U plus M. The sound is the body of soul, and it repeatedly manifests in three: as gender-endowed body, feminine, masculine, neuter, as light-endowed body, Agni, value, and Aditya, as deity-endowed body, Brahma, Rudra, and Vishnu, as mouth-endowed body, Garhapatya, Dakshinani, and Ahavanya, as knowledge-endowed body, Rig, Saman, and Yajur, as world-endowed body, Bhur, Bhuvaranasvah, as time-endowed body, past, present, and future, as heat-endowed body, Breath, fire and sun, as growth-endowed body, food, water and moon, as thought-endowed body, intellect, mind and Picha. Brahman exists in two forms, the material form, and the immaterial formless. The material form is changing, unreal. The immaterial formless is unchanging, real. The immortal formless is truth. The truth is the Brahman. The Brahman is the light. The light is the sun, which is the syllable Om is the self. The world is Om. Its light is sun, and the sun is also the light of the syllable Om, asserts the Upanishad. Meditating on Om is acknowledging and meditating on the Brahman Atman. Mundaka Upanishad. The Mundaka Upanishad in the second Mundakam suggests the means to knowing the self and the Brahman to be meditation, self-reflection and introspection that can be aided by the symbol Om. Adi Shankara, in his review of the Mundaka Upanishad, states Om as a symbolism for Atman. Mandukya Upanishad. The Mandukya Upanishad opens by declaring Om. This syllable is this whole world. Thereafter it presents various explanations and theories on what it means and signifies. This discussion is built on a structure of 4/4 or fourfold, derived from A plus U plus M plus silence. Aum as all states of time. In verse 1, the Upanishad states that time is threefold: the past, the present and the future, that these three are Aum. The 4/4 of time is that which transcends time, that too is Aum expressed. Aum as all states of Atman. In verse 2, states the Upanishad, everything is Brahman, but Brahman is Atman, and that the Atman is fourfold. Johnston summarizes these four states of self, respectively, as seeking the physical, seeking inner thought, seeking the causes and spiritual consciousness, and the fourth state is realizing oneness with the self, the eternal. Aum as all states of consciousness. In verses 3 to 6, the Mandukya Upanishad enumerates four states of consciousness: wakeful, dream, deep sleep and the state of Ekatma. These four are A plus U plus M plus, without an element, respectively. Aum is all of knowledge. In verses 9 to 12, the Mandukya Upanishad enumerates fourfold etymological roots of the syllable Aum. It states that the first element of Aum is Et, which is from Aptya from Adimatva. The second element is U, which is from Utkasara from Abhayatva. The third element is M, from Mitya from Mimanati, or Arpiti. The fourth is without an element, without development, beyond the expanse of universe. In this way, states the Upanishad, the syllable Om is indeed the Atman. Shvetashvatara Upanishad. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad, in verses 1.14 to 1.16, suggests meditating with the help of syllable Om, where one's perishable body is like one fuel stick and the syllable Om is the second fuel stick, which with discipline and diligent rubbing of the sticks unleashes the concealed fire of thought and awareness within. Such knowledge, asserts the Upanishad, is the goal of Upanishads. The text asserts that Om is a tool of meditation empowering one to know the God within oneself, to realize one's Atman. Itara Aranyaka. Itara Aranyaka in verse 23.6 explains Om as an acknowledgement, melodic confirmation, something that gives momentum and energy to a hymn. Om is the pratikara with a hymn. Likewise is Tatha with a song. But Om is something divine, and Tatha is something human. Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita in the epic Mahabharata mentions the meaning and significance of Om in several verses. For example, Thaler notes that verse 9.17 of the Bhagavad Gita synthesizes the competing dualistic and monist streams of thought in Hinduism, by using Om, which is the symbol for the indescribable, impersonal Brahman. I am the father of this world, mother, ordainer, grandfather, the thing to be known, the purifier, the syllable Om, Rik, Saman and also Yajus. The significance of the sacred syllable in the Hindu traditions is similarly highlighted in various of its verses, such as verse 17.24 where the importance of Om during prayers, charity and meditative practices is explained as follows: therefore, uttering Om, the acts of yajna, dana and tapas as enjoined in the scriptures, are always begun by those who study the Brahman. Yoga Sutra. The aphoristic verse 1.27 of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra links Om to yoga practice, as follows: his word is Om. Johnston states this verse highlights the importance of Om in the meditative practice of yoga, where it symbolizes three worlds in the soul, the three times past, present and future eternity, the three divine powers, creation, preservation and transformation in one being, and three essences in one spirit, immortality, omniscience and joy. It is, asserts Johnston, a symbol for the perfected spiritual man. Puranic Hinduism. The medieval era texts of Hinduism, such as the Puranas, adopt and expand the concept of Om in their own ways, and to their own theistic sects. According to the Vayu Purana, Om is the representation of the Hindu Trimurti, and represents the union of the three gods, viz. A for Brahma, U for Vishnu and M for Shiva. The three sounds also symbolize the three Vedas, namely, the Shiva Purana highlights the relation between deity Shiva and the Pranava or Om. Shiva is declared to be Om, and that Om is Shiva. Jainism. In Jainism, Om is considered a condensed form of reference to the Pancha Paramasthi, by their initials A plus A plus A plus U plus M. The Dravyasamgraha quotes a Prakrit line. Translation: veneration to the Arhats, veneration to the perfect ones, veneration to the masters, veneration to the teachers, veneration to all the monks in the world. Aum is one syllable short form of the initials of the five Parameshthis: Arihant, Ashiri, Acharya, Upaja, Muni, Sadhanam-Om, and HR and just Om are the short forms of the Paramasthi mantra, also called Namokar mantra or Navka mantra in Jainism. Buddhism. In Buddhism, Om is often placed at the beginning of mantras and dharanas. Probably the most well-known mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum, the six-syllable mantra of the Bodhisattva of compassion, Avalokitesvara. This mantra is particularly associated with the four-Om Shadikshari form of Avalokitesvara. Moreover, as a seed syllable, Aum is considered sacred and holy in esoteric Buddhism. Scholars interpret the first word of the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, to be Aum, with a meaning similar to Hinduism, the totality of sound, existence and consciousness. In Chinese Buddhism, Om is often transliterated as the Chinese character or Nio guardian kings and Kominu lion dogs. Aum is symbolically presented with Nio statues in Japan, and their equivalent in East Asia. Nio are present as pairs, in front of Buddhist temple gates and stupas, in the form of two fierce-looking guardian kings. One has an open mouth, believed by Buddhists to be symbolically speaking the other has closed mouth, symbolically speaking The two together are traditionally believed to saying Aum, the Vajra breath, or the Absolute in Sanskrit. Kominu, also called lion dogs, found in Japan, Korea and China, also occur in pair before Buddhist temples and public spaces. One has open mouth, the other closed. Like Nio statues, they are traditionally interpreted to be saying the start and end of Aun, a transliteration of the Sanskrit sacred syllable Aum, signifying the start and end of everything. Sikhism. Ikonkar, iconically represented as in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, is the statement of singularity in Sikhism, that is, there is one God. The phrase is a compound of the numeral 1 and Onkar, states Donaga, canonically understood in Sikhism to refer to absolute monotheistic unity of God. Ikonkar has a prominent position at the head of the Mool Mantra and the opening words of the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. The Onkar of Sikhism is related to Om in Hinduism. Some Sikhs disagree that Ikonkar is same as Om. Onkar is, states Wazir Singh, a variation of Om of the ancient Indian scriptures, implying the seed force that evolves as the universe. Ikonkar is part of the Mool Mantra in Sikh teachings and represents one God, explains Gulati, where Ek means one, and Onkar is equivalent of the Hindus' Om. Guru Nanak wrote a poem entitled O Ankar, in which, states Donaga, he attributed the origin and sense of speech to the divinity, who is thus the Om maker. Ikamkara appears at the start of Mool Mantra, states Kohli, and it occurs as Aum in the Upanishads and in Gurbani. However, the meaning of Oankar in the Sikh tradition, states Pashara Singh, is quite different in certain respects than those in other Indian philosophical traditions. Modern reception. The Brahmic script Om ligature has become widely recognized in Western counterculture since the 1960s, mostly in its standard Devanagari form, but the Tibetan alphabet Om has also gained limited currency in popular culture.